My name is Laura Grant, and my husband, David, turned 55 this year. We've been married 28 years, and like any long-term couple, we've had our share of ups and downs. We've always been steady partners. The thing about a marriage that's lasted decades, though, is that life can settle into a comfortable, but sometimes predictable, rhythm. David has always been dependable. He's the man who shovels the driveway before I even wake up, changes the oil himself, and never forgets to water my plants when I'm away. But lately, I'd noticed him slowing down. His knees ached. He tired easily, and our weekends leaned more toward the couch than the outdoors. Then last spring, something changed. It started when my niece invited us to join a charity hike along the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina. 20 miles over 2 days. Not extreme, but not exactly a casual stroll either. I hesitated, picturing David's stiff knees. Before I could politely decline, he said, "Let's do it." "Really? You hate long hikes? Maybe it's time to try something new." Over the next month, he trained in a way I'd never seen before, digging his old boots from the closet, buying a hydration pack, walking laps around the neighborhood after work, even adding light weights in the mornings. I thought it was a whim. It wasn't. The day of the hike dawned cool and sunny. The trail wound through forests, across wooden bridges, and up rocky inclines. Within an hour, I was breathing hard while David strode ahead, grinning. "You okay back there?" he called. "I'm fine, just pacing myself." I laughed. When we reached a steep, root-covered hill, I braced for him to slow. He didn't. I did. By the time we reached a clearing for lunch, I was still catching my breath while he unwrapped his sandwich, looking fresh. "What's gotten into you?" I asked. "I just wanted to prove I could still push my limits," he said. "You hit a certain age, and people start treating you like you're fragile. I didn't want to feel that way." Later, when we came to a slippery river crossing, I hesitated on a slick rock. Before I could decide, he was there, steadying my hand. It was such a small thing, but it reminded me of the man I'd first fallen for, the one who always stepped forward when things got tricky. By sunset, we reached camp. While I collapsed onto a log, David gathered firewood, set up the tent, and chatted with other hikers like he'd been doing this for years. The next day, the trail ran along a ridgeline with endless views. My legs were heavy from the miles, but David turned back with a grin and said, "Come on, Laura. Let's finish strong." We did. Crossing that finish, I realized that somewhere between mile 1 and mile 20, he'd gone from being a man who preferred the couch to someone who could take on a challenge and win. Back home, he didn't stop. He kept hiking on weekends, joined a walking club, and even began leading beginner hikes in our area. His energy seemed limitless, not just in his body, but in the way he approached life. Watching him transform reminded me that age doesn't have to mean slowing down. Sometimes it's the moment you decide to push yourself that changes everything.